Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to the channel of chilled, relaxed, plant content where we just try our best to grow and just be better plant people and just people in general. So if that sounds like something you can relate to or you're interested in or you just want to do some planty stuff, hit the subscribe button. Let's be plant friends. So whenever I watch like a plant tubers Q&A, the question like almost always comes up. Like if there was a fire or something happened, earthquake, tornado, whatever it is, what plant would you grab to save? What is the one plant you would grab to save? And, you know, everybody always has an answer, and, you know, I have an answer too, sure, like, you know, but in reality, they're burning. They're going with the tornado, the hurricane, the earthquake. I'm not grabbing any of my plants. So that kind of prompted me to think, well, if I lost all of my plants in something, and then I, like, reestablished myself and everything else, then what were the top 10 plants that I would get, like, to restart my collection? After all the years of plant trials and tribulations that I've gone through, all the planty deaths and successes, you know, what 10 plants would be my first 10 that I would seek to restart my collection? And I have that list, and I'm going to show you the plants that I have. A couple of the plants. Some of the plants I have multiples of, so I just grabbed whatever was closest or easier to grab, and I'll show you. And yeah, so this is gonna be, if I had to start my plant collection over, these would be the first 10 that I would try to get. All right, so the first plant I would have to get would be a Philodendron Brazil. So this plant in general, this plant specifically is very sentimental to me. But again, if there was something going on, like, peace out, I'll get your cousin at Home Depot, Lowe's when I can. But yeah, I need to have a Philodendron Brazil, I think, always in my collection. I have multiple of them. But yeah, this is just, it's a beautiful plant in general, and it's sentimental to me, so it's extra beautiful. But, you know, the different colored greens, sometimes you get like, where they're like more muted. I just love the variety of the plant. And just the different colors. And it's an easy growing plant. It's very forgiving for when, you know, you're a little neglectful. It will bounce back. So definitely the first plant I would get back in my collection if I needed to. Yeah, beautiful. All right, the next plant, I would probably be able to pick it up with the Philodendron Brazil, is either Pearls and Jade or Enjoy Pothos. It's the white and green one. And I just love it. I really do. It's got that pop of green. It's got the pop of cream, and some of it has white. So it's a very pretty plant. It's also pretty resilient once it gets established. It could be a little finicky when you first buy it, but once it's established, it starts trailing, it starts growing. I have a couple of these as well in my collection. This is just the first one I grabbed. We also have a piece of Global Green in this one, but we are focusing on this guy right here. And yeah, this is just a good plant to have. And again, you could get this probably at Lowe's or Home Depot in the 3-inch pots for like $5. So definitely be number 2 that I would have to rebuy. All right, the next one that I have on my list is a begonia, and it is the Begonia Miss Mummy. Now, I would get this one because, one, it's beautiful, like, look at it, and it's also really pretty good at growing. Like, this is a good grower. All these plants are going to be relatively good growers and relatively good at bouncing back from neglect, because life happens, and sometimes you gotta just ignore your plants. But also, this was the one begonia that my boyfriend took interest to. He saw it and he thought it was pretty. Or nice, I guess. I can't say pretty, but it looks nice. So I would get this one again. And, you know, it could be like, oh, it's like a shared plant. But really, it's my plant. It's my plant. But yeah, Miss Mummy, Begonia Miss Mummy. Very pretty. This is also relatively easy to get. I think I got this from Steve's Leaves for $12 or $13. So not something I would be able to get locally, but I could get relatively easy and relatively cheap. So pretty. Alright, the next plant I'm going to show you that I would get is a Scindapsus. And it would be the Jade variety, I think. And this leaf will tell you why. Look how pretty that is. Don't get me wrong, the Exotica, the Argyrius, the Silver Lady, they're all pretty, right? But they are less forgiving of neglect than just the plain green jade. And like, look at that leaf. I love how that leaf looks. They're just so pretty. That is the newest leaf. That's how they come out. And then they fade to a more greener color. But mine has grown tremendously. It looks really good. The cats, for the most part, leave it alone. And we're starting to trail on this side as well. And I don't think I could not have this plant in my collection. It's just, I don't know. You need a philodendron, a trailing philodendron. You need a trailing pothos. And you need a trailing Scindapsus. That's just like in my head, that's what you need. And so mine would be the Scindapsus Jade. And look at her. I mean, she's beautiful. She gets like the really large leaves. She has the different colors when they first come out. This is like when it's completely faded. Look at how deep green that is. That is beautiful. Let me try to hold up a newer leaf next to an older leaf. Like, look how pretty that is. That's beautiful. You can't tell me otherwise. So this would be, what is this, number 4, the 4th plant that I would get to restart my plant collection. All right, the next plant I don't think I could not have in my collection. I don't want to say live without, because like I can, but I don't want to. Would be the lace flower vine. And I love this plant. It grows so prolifically. It grows like strawberries. So it shoots out these little plantlets, and if this is a long ground, they'll root and they'll become their own plant. And they kind of like cover the ground. They put out white fuzzy flowers. It's just like a really nice plant. The leaves themselves are fuzzy. I don't know if you can see. The backs of the leaves have a slight pink to them. It's just a really pretty leafed plant. Like, it's so pretty. It's so dainty and delicate, and you could hang it somewhere and it'll just grow and grow and grow. I've cut this plant multiple times, and she just keeps going. And I think she always will, especially in my my collection. So yeah, she's also been in this pot for years. So yeah, they don't need to be repotted often. All right, the next plant that I would pursue in a heartbeat would be the Philodendron Melody Eye. And this is the original leaf. I've had this plant for months, almost a year, and we still have the original leaf. She's put out all these other new leaves. This guy got a little toasted by the light. We have a brand new leaf coming out right here. It's still unfurling. We got a littler leaf right here. And I mean, it's a beautiful plant. It's just so pretty. How could you not want this? And this is what a mature leaf will eventually look like. It'll be darker. It won't have the yellowing edges, but it's still holding on. So we're going to keep it. And yeah, this would be the first climbing philodendron that I look for in replacing all of my climbing philodendron plants, because I mean, just look at her. She's so pretty. Look at this leaf right here. Like, look at that. Look at that. You want to see the veining on the back? Look at that. It's a beautiful plant. I need it forever and always. And I would definitely recommend, if you don't know if you're ready to get into climbing philodendrons, I would recommend this one. This one's so easy. It's a climbing plant. It's easy. There's no fuss. It takes neglect. I would be comfortable telling a newer plant parent that, like, this is all right. If you're ready for the climbing philodendrons, go for it. You'll do fine. Now we are on to the Hoyas that I would have to get first. So I have a couple. I think I have 4. I tried not to like jam pack my entire restart list with just Hoyas, because, you know, Kelly Hoya is like, I'm a little obsessed. But I do have like 4 on the list. So the first one I would probably get would be the Philodendron, the Hoya Crimson Princess. And one, it's because it's relatively easy to find. You can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot for like 20 bucks. And it's a pretty plant. You can't tell me that's not pretty. Like even the backs of the leaves look pretty. The stems come out pink. It's a pretty plant. It's easy. It's forgiving. Look how dusty this plant is. If this was one hanging in my sunroom and I just grabbed it because it was easier to grab. But it's nice and dusty and it's still growing. Yeah, like look at the new leaf right here. Look at that. How can you say that's not what you want? Everybody wants to see that. Come on now. So yeah, I would have to like just love it. I love this. There's also like a wide leaf variety of the princess and like a narrow leaf variety. I think I have one that has both in the pot. And then I have one that's definitely like a wider leaf variety. And this one I would say is a wider leaf variety, but I don't really know. So we gotta see some more new growth to kind of figure that out. But yeah, Hoya Crimson Princess. Alright, the next Hoya that I would seek out would be a Hoya Compacta. I love how these leaves look. They're curly. This one's growing. Look at the new leaves. I'm telling you, spring is good. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to hide my face, but also see, but there's new leaves right here. It looks like it's actually gonna branch out. So it's gonna be like a 2 branching branch. And yeah, I would probably start off with just the regular green. I was able to find these guys in Home Depot and Lowe's a couple of years ago before like the plant craze. But now I haven't seen them, so I would probably have to order it online. But maybe in the future it would become more readily available again. And they're just really good at taking neglect. They're pretty consistent growers. I won't say that they're really fast, but they're consistent. So whatever rate your Compacta is growing at, it's gonna keep growing as long as you take care of it and, you know, give it light and some fertilizer once in a while. But yeah, I would have to start off just with the regular green one because it would be a lot cheaper. But eventually I would like get the variegated ones again because I love the Compacta. Look at her. Beautiful. Alright, the next plant that I would have to get is my Hoya Viola. And can you tell why I like her? The plant is bigger than my head at this point. Bigger than my head. It has beautiful venation on the leaves. This has like a dark green leaf with dark green veins on a medium green leaf. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's a prolific grower. It grows really well. Again, like, you need something like this. It's more compact, but I do think it's going to start trailing soon. Like it's getting ready. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't have a bigger pot for it. And I don't really like trellises. You know, people yell at me to put trellises on these plants and they get in the way, they get knocked over. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just have to, I don't know, cut it, prop it maybe, because it is starting to get a little top heavy, but we'll figure it out. Hoya Viola, beautiful plant, beautiful. Definitely would have to have this guy again if I lost her. All right, the last one, number 10 of the plants that I would have to get back in my collection. Just look at her. It's my Hoya Melody Eye. Look at that leaf. How could I not get this plant? This is the newest leaf. It's not even done hardening off. It's huge. It's huge. It's a big leaf. Look at that leaf. So pretty. So pretty. There's just no way. I would have the dark green with the dark venation, and then I'd have the lighter green with the dark venation. I would need to have this plant. This was a toss-up between this plant and I think the Eye, because the Eye has the light green venation on the darker leaves. But, like, look at this plant. So the Eye would be probably number 11. I would get that one after I got this one, but look at that. I mean, you need this in your collection. If you can get this, try to get this. I will say it ebbs and flows when it wants to grow. So this is like relatively new, but it's not new. And the tip this part right here did dry off. So I think in the springtime it kind of grows, and then like a little bit in the fall. It doesn't like really hot temperatures or really colder temperatures. So in the spring and the fall is when I see the most growth. And then as long as I keep it watered, we keep the leaves. So, but yeah, she's such a pretty plant. You have to get one if you can. Hoya Melody Eye. Alrighty guys, so those are my 10 plants that I would restart my collection with if I lost all of this. Let me know in the comments below, what are your top 10 plants that you cannot not have? And if we have any of them that are the same, you know, give this video a thumbs up. So until next time, relax, plant, and peace out.